What's up, guys?
Streaming, so.
Welcome to tonight's game.
Same,
Welcome.
Live? Yes. So
We're live here from Jim Rollin Stadium in Fort Smith.
I need to sign out, right? Live now. Oh, hang on, Daniel.
Tonight, we'll be broadcasting to you live a rematch of the second round playoff last year. Cabot versus Fort Smith Southside, formerly known as the Rebels, now known as the Mavericks. Cabot came into last year's playoff matchup in the second round undefeated at a cool 10-0. But the Rebels, now Mavericks, came in and beat them 35-25.
See, I was afraid that was going to
Cabot's
happen.
undefeated season and deep playoff run hopes to an end. Preview. What? What are you talking about?
Speeding in.
Oh.
All the roads connect back here. It's like Route 66.
Okay.
We're here live at Jim Rollin
Stadium.
Named
after
the Rolling Stones.
No sense, but it did. Maybe it's Rolling. We're on though.
Rolling Stones. I don't like talking to all these people. It's kind of weird. Is it not?
Okay.
All these people. Wait, hey. What's up, guys? Welcome to tonight's matchup. I'm Brandon Ramirez.
I'm Trey Thomason.
Well, tonight, we bring to you live Cabot versus Fort Smith Southside in a rematch of last year's second round playoff. Early exit for the Cabot Panthers as they lost 35-25 against Fort Smith Southside Rebels, now known as the Mavericks.
And it'll be interesting to see how some of these seniors react after being the leaders of the team last year, getting beat by this team. Being thrown out early on in the playoffs after such a great season, not losing a game until Southside defeats them in the playoffs.
Yeah, like you said, they didn't lose a game. They went 10-0 in the season. Looked like the team to beat in the playoffs, and then they secure the bye in the first round, and then they just go out in their first game in the playoffs, lose by 10 points to this tough team in Fort Smith Southside, who looks to have declined this year actually, as they are sitting at 2-2. Cabot coming into the game is 4-0, as Cabot has done easily with their team so far, except for the first game in Pine Bluff, where they only won by 1 point on the very last play. But as for the other games, Cabot has looked dominant.
Oh, okay. See here? So we can go. All right. So which one is this one on?
It's a nice night tonight. Sun just below the tree line.
Yeah, so we got to make sure we know.
72 degrees.
Which one is which?
Looks to be a great evening.
Hang on.
They've been warming up for approximately 10 minutes now.
This is recorder 2.
Now
yes,
we're both back into the locker rooms, preparing to come out here and play.
As you can see on the field, if the camera is live right now, I'm not too sure. But if you can, as you can see on the field, we have some pre-game festivities here as the kids of Fort Smith take the field to hit the whip and nay-nay, as it is called.
Always good to see kids participating.
I'd say
not every day you get to see kids whipping.
Yeah, whipping. Oh, now they seem to be doing the jumping jacks. Learn that in their PE class.
Hey, for something, I was afraid of that. The link changed when we got up here.
Great song choice and great ovation here at Jim Rollin Stadium.
You know, it's interesting. Southside went through a change this offseason. You care to elaborate on that?
Well, you know, they were known as the Rebels before, but I'm just going to come out and say it. After some racial ties, they have decided to change the name. They thought it was necessary at this point. So they did change the name to the Mavericks from the Rebels. And it's new field, everything, as you can see. I mean, everything's just different. The end zone. The end zones, they wrote Mavericks in the end zone now. You know, the whole thing's just different.
You guys hear yourselves?
You can see some traces of the Rebels left over. As the cheerleaders still dance, the Rebel girls, and still cannons in both end zones.
Because they're picking it up on that.
Which is interesting. Still not losing their spirit they've had all these years, but just turning over a new chapter, a page in
we
the
got to go down the field.
story of Fort Smith
Joey, tap
Southside
into your microphone real
athletics.
quick.
Yeah, as you said with those cannons, if you do hear a loud bang on your television screen or computer screen tonight,
Oh,
after Fort Smith
disconnected.
Southside scores a touchdown, don't be alarmed. It's not a problem with your computer or television. It is simply the cannon going off.
Okay, you got to get your scoreboard set up. I fix myself. Turn it off.
You know, cannons remind me a lot of Texas A&M. Texas A&M likes to fire those cannons.
The Aggies.
Take this camera
Panthers
shot.
look to gig the Mavericks tonight.
Yeah, this is a 2.5-hour drive here to Fort Smith from Cabot, Arkansas. I'd say it's a pretty nice turnout in the crowd here, as tonight we are actually sitting with the fans. This is a nice change. I actually like this. This is getting the atmosphere of the game, you know. So very nice that the fans would make this trip out tonight. You know, the cheerleaders, the dance team, the band, they're all here. Looks like the cheerleaders have set up some type of turf on the track here. I'm not too sure what the meaning of that is, but it is Cabot color. It looks like, kind of looks like they just went out on the field and ripped some turf off.
It's nice to see, though, they're protecting that brand new track here at Fort Smith Southside.
That is true. Whole new stadium here. I mean, it's the Southside Mavericks. It's just a great change right here.
Now, sitting directly across from us is their new 3-story press box.
Yeah, 3 stories. We have, what is that, 9 times 3, 27 windows in this press box.
Complete with a balcony in the middle.
It looks like a hotel.
Definitely. Football destination hotel.
Yeah, it sounds like a song almost. But
I'm going to go with you down the field.
the game will be starting soon, as it is 6:50 here in Fort Smith,
You got to have a teacher down there.
Arkansas.
I'm still picking up voice from us.
I don't know why it is.
10 minutes from kickoff. Trey, what would you say your keys to the game are for the Cabot Panthers tonight?
You know, with the Panthers coming out so long from Cabot, key obviously is not becoming what they call jet lagged.
Yeah, I'm still picking it up.
There will be the temptation to be slow and lethargic after sitting on a bus for so long. Come out here, your muscles aren't warmed up. See how they come out of the locker room. See they bring some intensity they usually do. Cabot running that heavy run offense. See what they can do to punch the Rebels in the mouth right off the bat here.
Mavericks,
formerly
known Rebels.
Excuse me.
What was it?
It's a good mistake. You'll get those out of the way, I'm sure.
Look, that battery on that computer's going to die.
And on the other side of the ball,
Yeah,
what do you
I
think
got the
the
charger.
Southside Mavericks will have to do tonight to come away with the win?
Eject this.
The Mavericks have a great air attack, complete with a speed run throw in there. So I think the Mavericks, their home stadium, they need to come out just like the Panthers do. Punch the Panthers square in the mouth. Get them on their heels. Panthers defense will be reeling from then on.
Seems like everyone has made the trip tonight. Dr. Thurman is in attendance as well. Nice to see him make the trip. Great superintendent.
Certainly is. He is here along with all the other many fans made the trip. You know, got to be impressed with the amount of fans that showed up here, taking up much of the visitors' bleachers.
Would you say this is one of Cabot's tougher matchups so far this year?
I'd say so. Compare this to maybe El Dorado, driving so far team, different play style, different part of the state. Don't know what to expect. You know, that could change it up. You're not used to this kind of play, but they'll come out ready to work for anything, prepare for what they got. See how well the Panthers adapt to new play style.
We'd like to thank the good folks from Calico County this evening for supplying the meal for the press box. Be sure to go by and visit the good folks Palafox County.
As we see the Panthers walking out on the field to the east end of the stadium.
Yeah, you see them carrying that American flag. They, it's something they did to memorialize 9/11. It's a nice gesture to make. And it shows a lot of patriotism from this Cabot football roster.
In the near future, we will be live streaming all of our games. As a matter of fact, we are live streaming all of our games right now. Help us spread the word and stay up to date with your Mavericks while on the move with your mobile devices. Once again, the app is called NAI. Check that, NIAA.
Tell him. You need to tell the coach Beaver what the link is. It's changed. It's copied from YouTube. No, it's better.
Is it on YouTube? I looked it up. It's not on there.
It's on there now. It says it's right, dude. Yeah, because I checked it. It's on there because I went on the...
We're live.
It's live. It's on there.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Coca-Cola Field here at Jim Rowland Stadium for tonight's matchup between the Cabot Panthers and your Southside Mavericks. We appreciate your presence and your support of our high school activities. Also tonight, the Southside student section is wearing red in remembrance of Kyler Williams, the Springdale football player that was tragically killed in a car wreck this past week. Saying thank you. Please stand, remove your hats, and join us in singing as the Southside Maverick Marching Band, under the direction of Sean Carrier, Carol Sykes, and Julia Stevens, plays our national anthem. This will be followed by the Cabot alma mater and the Southside alma mater.
Thou shalt raise our
trend. We will always praise thy honor. Hail to thee,
Captains tonight for Cabot were number 79, Grant Mead, along with number 87, Bailey Atkinson. For Southside, captains were number 33, Ryan Horn, number 38, Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field of 7-time state champion.
Can we be cued in?
These people probably crap their pants.
Welcome to tonight's game between the Cabot Panthers and the Southside, Horsemen Southside Mavericks. I'm Brandon Ramirez.
And I'm Trey Thomason. This one is going to be a good one. Smash
it's
now.
going to be a barn burner. This is a slugfest waiting to happen right here. And we are minutes, seconds away from kickoff.
I don't think the Panthers defense will allow many of those cannon shots tonight. Their defense normally stuffs opponents, but if the Mavericks want a chance to beat the Panthers tonight, it's going to be in the deep of the battle.
Yeah, seconds away from kickoff. Ben McCullough.
Gave to receive the kickoff. Hawkins Smith, joined by number 14, Brendan Ulrich. And kickoff formation for Cabot, number 16, Ben McCullough.
And this game is kicked off. That's a short kick right there. It gets to only around the 20-yard line. He'll field this one. He'll gain
Nice lick.
He'll gain a good chunk of yardage, and the drive will start at around the 30-yard line.
Number 27, Spencer Nicholas, joined by number 40.
Mavericks first possession here. Mavericks coming in at 2-2 tonight. Cabot coming in at a strong 4-0.
You know, it had to be tough for the Mavericks to keep on to their identity, changing their mascot, everything about their program, but they look to do that this year. Farley doing an even job, 50-50. Nice pass there.
They threw it in the flats there. He'll pick up about 4 yards.
Nelly pass complete to number 2, Dylan White. And on the tackle for Cabot, number 32, Connor Zager. Gain out to the 34-yard line, second down.
That'll bring up 2nd and 6 for the newly named Mavericks, formerly known as the Rebels. He'll snap it out of the shotgun.
Flags down.
Play will be called dead.
Dead ball. Illegal procedure.
Legal procedure called on Southside here. Ref will march them back.
That'll back them up 5 yards. 2nd and 11 now.
It'll be second down and 11.
In the shotgun again. Hands it off to his running back.
Great tackle.
He is met immediately.
Easton Sidewell with a big hit.
He blew that play up like Jadeveon Clowney. And just met him immediately. That little draw play that they just ran there, he got blown up in the back.
Shut it down.
For a 3-yard loss on that play, 30-14.
They'll have to work on fooling the Cabot defense more than that if they want to run those plays, draw plays like that.
In the shotgun again. Trips right. Takes a snap out of the shotgun. Escapes the pressure.
Over middle, picked off by Hooper. Hooper at the 30, 25. And he's pushed out inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, just deflected off the receiver's hands there, right into the hands of safety Evan Hooper. Seems like he's getting interception almost every single game. He ran that one out to the 15-yard line, it looks like. And Cabot will take their first drive of the game here in great field position as Barnes and the offense take the field.
There's great awareness there by Hooper to step the overthrown ball, pick it off.
Yeah, I think Hooper, he's getting an interception almost every game, if I'm not wrong.
I think you're right. It seems like almost every game.
He just does it all. You know, he's
one
on
or more
defense.
times.
He played running back in junior high. He can do that if he needed to. He returns punts. In J.A. Fair, he actually punted the ball. He can just do everything for you. Gerard Barnes, direct snap, takes it to the right side, beats his man, and he'll get dragged out of bounds.
Gerard Barnes on the keeper on the right side. Down inside the 9-yard line.
That'll take the Panthers 6-yard gain out of the 9-yard line. Direct snap to Barnes there. That's what Cabot likes to do. They like to give it to their Arkansas commit, Barnes.
Raj keeps it out to the left side, and he will easily walk this one into the end zone for Panthers touchdown.
Yeah, that's not how Southside wanted to start this game. Great field position to Cabot, and Cabot just capitalized, and they'll take an early lead here. Only a minute and a half into tonight's game.
Mason Martin out to kick the PAT.
And Barnes got both the carries on that drive. 15 yards and a score for Barnes.
PAT is good. Panthers lead this game 7-0. 10:28 to go in the first quarter.
Well, the start to this game couldn't have been any better for Cabot, if you ask me. You know, you get a big loss on a big hit from Easton side on the interception, and then cap it off with a touchdown from Gerard.
Does it sound like he turned it down? Why did he do that?
And a minute and a half later, Cabot is back on the field to kick off. Then McCullough will hopefully kick it further this time, only getting to around the 20-yard line. You know, that's only a 40-yard kick that he's getting. That might, I say it almost every game, but that might really be a problem for Cabot this year.
You're right. You know, Cabot consistently not getting it into the end zone on the kickoff. When
or anywhere close.
most high school teams at least get it to inside the 10.
That might be a real problem later on in the season or even tonight. Kicks it off. Another short kick.
Didn't even make it to the 20.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair catch at the 25.
Ball marked at the 25. Southside takes over first and 10.
And Southside is back on offense.
You know, it can be a morale killer for a quarterback to throw an interception.
Jet sweep. He is not going to get anything on this play. 3 Panthers meet him immediately. Dylan Smith is in there, and he's brought down yet again just immediately.
So these This Cabot defense is reading these option plays well, making the correct choice.
2nd and 13. Yeah, Cabot is just reading this perfectly. They've definitely done their homework coming into this game. Snap, rolls out right, finds his man. Big hit, but
It's going to bring up 3rd down.
He makes the grab.
Number 35, Gil Eddington. Gators out to the 32-yard line.
That'll bring up 3rd and 3. South side comes out with a trips left formation. This is a pretty deep shotgun that he's working with here.
Flags down, plays whistle dead.
2nd dead ball call so far for the Mavericks.
Looks like this one will go against Southside as well, and it will. Referee will mark them back 5 yards. Bring up a 3rd and 8.
Trips left again. Seems like their favorite formation is trips. Shotgun. Oh, Evan Hooper had
looks like a pass interference is going to be whistled here.
Evan Hooper had an eye on that ball. He almost picked that one off too, but a flag was thrown.
And a call this one on Cale Eddington.
Yeah, fans in Cabot are not happy with that call whatsoever.
Calls like that, 50-50, can go either way.
Yeah, that was 3rd down. I mean, that was a turnover on downs. If they would have, they would have been forced to punt, and that would have given the Panthers the ball.
That'll move the chains.
Instead of forcing a punt, that will bring up 1st down off of the penalty. Questionable call by the referees.
Move the ball up to the 42-yard line. Give the Mavericks a fresh set of downs.
What do you think of that call, Trey?
I don't know about that. A 50-50 call like that looked to me like Cale was there on time, but the referee did not think so.
Runs the sweep across middle, keeps it himself up the gut.
Saw some movement on the south side line there before the snap, but nothing's called. Line's extremely jumpy tonight, right off the bat.
Second and 8. Seems like the same formation every play for the Mavericks.
Complete pass, but he's going to be laid out.
That's a big hit. Dylan Smith is in there again, making another big hit. Seems like that's Dylan Smith's favorite thing to do. Third and 7.
Still in the shotgun, trips right.
Rolls out right. He finds his man, catches it, 1st down. Mavericks.
Ball's out. Ball's going to be called incomplete.
Wow, I thought you got to make that catch. That was a clear 1st down. You're wide open. You got to haul that one
Just
in.
lost it on his way down. Not even touched. It's going to bring up a 4th down for the Mavericks.
Punt formation. 7:53 remaining in the 1st quarter. Cabot up 7-0, getting the ball on this punt. Good snap, gets the punt off. Nice punt, nice hang time. Evan Hooper fields at the 19. He's going to go off the right side, and he'll gain a couple yards and go out of bounds. You know, the Panthers on their first drive, they started at the 15 of the Mavericks and didn't have to really do much to score. This series we'll get to see how they will go up against this Fort Smith Southside defense.
Certainly.
As they actually have to drive a whole field to score now.
Starting on the 24, bigger test of the offense here. See if they can continue the momentum after forcing a punt from the Mavericks.
We'll see if that last drive did get in the heads of Sportsman Southside's defense, though, as Burton goes up the middle and he's met for a little to no gain. Second and 9.
Southside's playing press coverage on Colin Timms. The one wide out is a toss, goes out to the left side. Morris is going to get a few yards on the carry.
You know, we saw last week, Cabot likes to use that option play a lot. It worked pretty well for them last week. Seth Carter getting a lot of yards off of the pitch. Adam Flores getting a lot of yards, actually getting a 52-yard touchdown on one of them. And they went to it there, but Morris just couldn't find the hole. Actually tried to cut up back up field, make a juke move, but just couldn't get anything going. Cabot comes out 2 receivers out right and a receiver out left. This is a rare formation for Cabot. Barnes rolls out right, looking for a man, takes it himself.
He'll lay out for the first down. Pierce to get it.
That's a smart play by the senior Barnes. Stretches the ball out before he steps out of bounds. Not sure if they're going to give him the first down. They won't. That is 4th down and short. I mean, just inches on this 4th down. Looks like Cabot will go for it. This is a risky call.
Very risky on their own 34. Trying to force hands of Southside. Questionable.
4th and inches. They hand it off anyways. No down and more. Gutsy play call, but it pays off.
It takes some nerve to call something like that. Burton will check out.
1st and 10 Panthers. Seth Carter outright. Barnes. Handoff Morales. Short gain, I'd say 4 or 5 yards on that one.
You know, it always helps when you have somebody like Morales. Stick him in there every few plays so quick. Defense has to be ready to set up faster because of his speed, and they can hand it off. He'll be up the middle before the defense is ready to go.
That'll bring up 2nd and 6. Excuse me. That was a spin move type handoff from Barnes. I don't know what to call that, but didn't really work out for them there. Maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain.
Sure.
3rd and 4. Cabot might not.
In the shotgun here, going to switch it up. Barnes up the middle. Quarterback keep.
He will not get the first down. We'll see if Cabot will go for it on 4th again. This is a longer 4th down than it was a couple minutes ago, so interesting to see how they go about this.
Just about at midfield on the 48 here, so.
Looks like they will keep the offense on the field again.
Seth Carter checks in for Timms.
Cabot's pretty confident. They're going for on 4th and 2. This isn't even 4th and 1 or 4th and 2. This is 4th and a long 2, ladies and gentlemen. Receiver out left. Barnes. Handoff middle. There goes
Burton. 20, 10, touchdown Panthers. Braxton Burton. Huge carry.
How about that play? You have a 4th and 2. You're looking for the first down, and you just find a seam, and you run it all the way down the field. 55 yards for the touchdown. Burton showing he can hang with the best of them. That's going to put the Panthers up 2 scores now, pending the PAT.
The scores.
Kick is up, and that is no good off the front post. That'll keep the score at 13-0. your Cabot Panthers lead.
Cabot 13, Southside no score.
Yeah, and again, we see another, the first drive we saw Cabot only had 15 yards to work with, and on that we saw a 55-yard touchdown from Burton. We still haven't really seen how this offense will manage a whole field drive against the Southside defense.
Definitely. So far tonight, Greenwood is up 7-0 on El Dorado. Greenwood, very powerful team. Let's see how El Dorado comes out against a team from not in their area.
Yeah, a couple games back, they gave us a pretty good matchup.
Another conference matchup tonight. North Little Rock playing at Conway. North Little Rock playing their first away game of the year.
Yeah, North Little Rock, that's a weird fact. North Little Rock has played 4 games, all home games so far. Interesting. Cabot will play North Little Rock on November 4th at North Little Rock. Last game of the season. Big game for both sides. But nonetheless, kicks it off. Looks to be a deeper kick this time. Actually gets to the 15. He'll field it. 15. Finds a seam. Nice return. He'll take it out to the 35, 36-yard line.
Speaking of other teams, a team from around this area, this part of the state, Bentonville split. As you know, Bentonville West playing Fayetteville tonight. Fayetteville already up 7-0. It will be interesting to see how Bentonville West builds their program with no seniors on their roster this year. But Cabot does have seniors or leaders like Easton Seidel, who's on the field right now at linebacker.
Hand up the gut. Looked like he was going to get tackled for a 5-yard gain, but he powered through, and he'll get about 8 or 9. Evan Hooper comes up with a tackle on that play. Gain of 8. 2nd down and 2 at the 45. In the shotgun. Hands it off up the middle. They're going to say he got the first down. That's a pretty good spot, I'd say. They might have given him an extra yard on that spot, but nonetheless.
It's going to move the chains.
First down. Hooper will be thrown into man coverage here. Shotgun. Pass.
Way overthrown.
Yeah, that was just, he put a little too much zip on that pass.
Got lucky there as the Panthers did not have any deep safeties on that play as they were scooted up. If they did, Evan Hooper.
Hooper had to go into man coverage there. So, yeah, as you said, no safeties on that play. He was left out there all alone. But he did play good coverage, resulting in an incomplete pass. Mostly the quarterback's fault, but the receiver may have had a chance to catch it. Looks like Deontay Roberts may have jumped.
They will call an offsides call against Deontay Roberts. That'll move the Mavericks up 5 yards.
Yeah, Roberts just not watching the ball there, just going by the quarterback's cadence. He probably changed it up on that play. Low snap. Hands it off anyways. He'll get the first down. And Southside, first time tonight, they are into Cabot territory. And they'll look to cut this to a one-possession game with a score here.
Ooh, drops it back. Big time sack there. Host the Panthers, bring him down.
and 21.
That's a big loss. Now they're on their own 47. That'll bring up second and long, second and 21. They'll look to go deep here, and he does. Finds his man, drops.
No, Southside receivers have got to start catching those if they want to have a chance because their run game has been non-existent so far. You know, the passes are there, just don't have the hands.
Yeah, they can't catch a cold right now. They're just, their hands are just not fit to catch tonight, I guess. I don't know. It's not too cold out here. They shouldn't have any cold issues with their hands. It's actually nice, cool 73. Third and 20.
He's hit. A fall incomplete.
Yeah, he was looking for a pass there. It was a short pass anyways. They wouldn't have really got the first down, but he was deflected. So that'll bring up 4th and 20. Punt formation, good snap. Punt is off. That is a boom of a kick. Hooper fields it at the 10. Runs backwards, takes it to the right side.
Big
Here he
hit.
goes.
It's going to free up Hooper.
Hooper off the right side. There's a flag down. He'll go down around the 35, but there's a flag down back at the 13-yard line. Big return by Hooper. He is just doing everything tonight. He has a highlight tape of his own tonight. But flags are down. 2 flags are down at the 14 and 13-yard line. So looks like this one will be coming back.
Blocking the back, called against Cabot.
Recording what? Who? So it wasn't live?
That's a big loss. Cabot would have started at the 35-yard line, but now they will start way back at their own 6-yard line. NOR is up 7-0 on Conway now.
Wow.
What do you think of that, Trey?
Would be a big win for North Little Rock as Conway has established themselves near the top of the 7A so far.
Yeah, Conway actually beat Southside a couple weeks back. Handoff Burton. He'll gain about 4 yards probably.
You know, like you were saying earlier, we hadn't really got a chance to see what the offense can do. Panthers will have that opportunity here as they started this drive on the 6.
Yeah, this is a good test for Cabot. You know, they've handled it so pretty easily so far, scoring with ease. But at the 10-yard line now, starting at the 6, they'll have to drive the whole field. This is Coca-Cola Field, ladies and gentlemen, here at Jim Rowland Stadium in Fort Smith, Arkansas. New field, new atmosphere here. It's a pretty nice stadium.
You know, seems like Fort Smith Southside went with the Desperado-esque mascot with the star that got in the middle of the field.
Good country song. Bad snap.
Uh-oh. Southside going to pick it up. Looks like they will be down at the 1 with the football.
Just a bad snap there. Southside jumps on it. They will get the ball at around the 3-yard line. Bad mistake for the Panthers. They're actually going to give it to them at the 2. So great opportunity for Southside to score here.
Brandon, I think we might be hearing your cannon soon.
I would agree with that. 2 yards away from a cannon. And again, if you hear a loud boom on your TV, don't worry, it is just the cannon going off here at Jim Rowland Stadium. Here comes the Mavericks.
Mavericks busting out a
middle,
pistol formation.
Touchdown, Mavericks.
That was just too easy.
Yeah, that was an easy run there. He runs in. And they will immediately go into their PAT formation.
Strange. Everybody but the kicker, long snapper, and the hold.
That was immediate.
Man.
They got immediately into that
lined
formation.
up differently.
And they looked for the 2-point conversion, but now they will set up in PAT formation.
Kick is up.
Good. And again, that loud bang you just heard, don't worry, it's just a cannon here.
That's a Maverick cannon right there, my friends.
That is loud.
We hope not to see too much smoke out here tonight as Panthers hope to hold the Mavericks offense down. They get going, they're hard to stop, especially here in Jim Rowland Stadium.
That'll make your heart skip a beat right there.
Still hear a few rebel yells on the Mavericks side of the field as old traditions ring true.
Yeah, I hear them also. Here comes Southside kicking off for the first time tonight. 13-7 Panthers. That missed PAT by Cabot on their last touchdown may come back to bite them later, as they are only up 6 when they could be up 7. This Southside band, I'll tell you something, they are into this game.
Great band.
How about that from the band? It kick off and
sounded like a jet was taking off
it
here.
It did. That was their own rendition of the Woo Pig Sooie chant when they kick off. They just start playing the tuba. I don't know what
Maverick
that was.
Stampede.
That was exciting, some would say. Caught me off guard, I'll tell you that. That and the cannon. This stadium is just full of surprises at every turn. My goodness. I don't know what you would call that. Anyways, back to the game. We have a timeout by the Mavericks for some reason. Not too sure why they would call a timeout, as they just kicked off. Not too sure what the cause for this is. 5 minutes and 13 seconds remain in the opening quarter of play. 13-7 Cabot. Oh, excuse me, I read the clock wrong. That's 51 seconds and then 3 milliseconds. Excuse me. That is my bad on that one.
Bentonville up 14-7 on Van Buren. Rogers tied with Rogers Heritage 7-7. Northside and Central yet to kick off. Bryant Catholic also yet to kick off. North Little Rock up 7-0 on Conway. Fayetteville up 20-0 on Bentonville West. Greenwood 21-0 El Dorado.
Little to no gain. Clock is running. 43 seconds remain in the first quarter. Your Panthers up 13-7 over the newly named Southside Mavericks. You know, I looked into why the name changed, and I ran across a video on YouTube, actually, that explained it all to me. This man, he wrote a song on why the history of the Rebels and Mavericks name is pretty good. As a fumble
again. Mavericks will pick it up. He'll be down inside the Panthers 10 once again.
Another fumble, another great field position attempt for the Mavericks. They're inside the 10-yard line yet again.
Within a minute of play, Mavericks look to score again.
Yeah, the Mavericks, they got the ball at the 2-yard line last time with just a minute left in the first quarter. And now with 10 seconds left in the first quarter, they're at the 7-yard line just 50 seconds later. And they look to take the lead in just a minute of play. How about this turnaround, Trey?
Oh, the Mavericks are sure sticking it to the Panthers right now.
Cabot has just fell apart with their ball control. Seems like
Momentum
bad
has been
snap.
sucked out of this side of the stadium.
Yeah, I'm expecting another cannon soon. A bad snap on the first fumble. This one was a bad pitch. Handoff middle. He won't gain much. He'll get probably 1 or 2. That'll bring up the end of the first quarter. Panthers up 13-7, but that's soon to change, it looks like. Trey, give me your analysis of the opening quarter of play here.
You know, Panthers early made quick work of it. Very easy scoring. But here at the end of the first, you can't like what you've seen from the Panthers. 2 turnovers inside their own 10, 2 fumbles.
Yeah, just the last minute of play.
Just in the last minute of play. And that's a momentum killer. You can't really judge what they did before that because of the 2 turnovers at the end of the first. And now Southside has all the momentum, looking to punch the ball in the end zone, kick the PAT, and go up by 1.
We saw 3 turnovers in that opening quarter of play. An interception early from Southside, throwing it to Evan Hooper. And then we saw 2 fumble recoveries in the final minute, putting Southside in great territory to score. And they'll set up shop at the 6-yard line of Cabot. 2nd down and 6, 2nd down and goal. Welcome back. Second down and goal. 2nd down and 6.
He won't get in.
Oh, straight up, a handoff, up the gut. Didn't gain much. He gained 2 yards. 3rd down and 4. They only had 7 yards to score and 3 yards on 2 plays so far. Not too great. Might look to pass. The run game not working so far on this drive. Under center. Looks for the handoff. Play action.
Tipped in the air, and it's going to be caught by Southside off the tip from Cabot's defense. Cannons howl in Roland Stadium.
Yeah, that ball looked like it was going to be picked off, but it went off the defender's hands right into the hands of the Southside receiver. That's a touchdown, Mavericks. Is with this PAT or 2-point conversion, depending on how they set up their formation.
Setting it up in their
They will set up a
formation.
PAT now and looking for a chance to take the lead.
You know, Brandon, it looks like before every PAT, they look at the 2-point conversion to see if they have a chance, then go into the PAT
Smart
formation.
strategy.
Definitely. The PAT is no good.
We stay tied. How about that, Trey? Both teams missed their 2nd PAT of the game.
You know, you got to say can't have those there in such a close game, but it's tied up here, 13-13. See if the Panthers can stop Southside's momentum.
Cabot will look to keep better hold of the ball here. I'm sure Coach Mike Malham is not very happy with that. Just falling apart there in the last minute of play in the first quarter. 2 fumbles in just about 20 seconds of each other. Just unacceptable. And Southside comes on the field to kick off yet again. Gerard Barnes is back deep, the quarterback.
With Alex Morse to his left.
Risky putting your quarterback at kick return, but I mean, if you have Gerard Barnes, Arkansas commit, you know, one of the most athletic players in the state, I say why not. But he will not have a chance to return this. As in high school, everything in the end zone is an automatic touchback. That ball will come out to the 20. First down, Panthers.
You know, we're going to see a late game tonight from Northside and Central as, wow, Bryant up 41-27 on
Bryant, 41 already. How about that?
game just kicked off a little bit ago.
Barnes pass over the middle to John Riley Waynes. There he goes. He will get tracked at the 29. That's a huge play.
North Little Rock up 14-0 on Conway.
That's a 51-yard pass to John Riley Waynes.
Excellent play there by Weens.
Yeah, I don't think Southside was expecting Cabot to pass on first down. That's rare from Cabot.
No,
But
you like to
Barnes-
see short bursts of speed like that from your tight end. Weens busted open there just long enough to catch the pass, and he got a lot more yards after that catch.
Yeah, I saw on the sidelines Coach Rogers getting in the face of Weens, giving a pep talk, it seemed like.
Great hit there by Barnes.
And that pep talk must have got into his head as he just takes it all the way down to the 29-yard line. Like I said, I don't think Southside was expecting that pass. I wasn't expecting that pass. I haven't seen Cabot throw on first down in years. But it did work. Barnes
Yes,
dropped back
sir.
immediately and threw a dart,
They have the talent to do it, that's for sure.
especially with Barnes at quarterback. Burton up the middle. Get dragged down.
Number 38 for Southside, Tim High. Ball marked at the 25.
Morales will come in. Burton will check out. Third and 5. Hand off Morales.
Nothing there to bring up a fourth down for the Panthers.
Yeah, disappointing bringing up fourth down. 4th and 4. Disappointing after that long pass. 51 yards.
Gain of 1, 4th down and 4.
Burton comes in, and what do you know? Cabot will go for it again.
No.
This
I
one
don't-
understandable.
Through the first 4 games of the season, I've discovered Cabot does not have much faith in the place-kicking game.
That is true. Been a long history of Cabot. Barnes was not expecting the snap. The play is called dead. I'm not too sure what happened there.
Yeah, like you said, Barnes not expecting that one. Lucky the rest blew it dead as he did not catch that one clean.
That was almost another fumble for the Panthers as Barnes was not even looking at the center when he snapped the ball. Seems like we're having some center issues tonight for Cabot. Barnes and the center need to talk on the sidelines, maybe get some chemistry going. I'm not too sure what's going on tonight. Cabot may have to look to go under center, possibly. I'm not too sure what the holdup here is. There's a flag on the field, but taking a while to discuss it.
Not sure what the call is, but Coach Malham not happy with it, but they'll move the Panthers up.
Cabot comes out of the penalty gaining a good chunk of yardage. I believe it's an offsides call.
Yeah, you're right. It looked to be an offside call, but not sure. Nevertheless, the Panthers will have a first down here.
That was definitely a confusing sequence of events.
Timeout called by
Cabot calls a timeout. 13-13, tied up here. 9:40 left in the first half.
You know, with a lot of dead time like this and the parts of the game, the momentum can shift easily. See if the Panthers grab onto it here, coming out of a long penalty and timeout.
Bryant is up big, 41-27 on Little Rock Catholic. North Little Rock is leading Conway, 14-0. Fayetteville is leading Bentonville.
A sideline penalty is called on Southside.
Greenwood's up 21-0. Bentonville is up 14-7 on Van Buren. Harbor's up 7 on Springdale. Heritage is up 14-7 on Rogers. That's your other scores tonight in Arkansas. Himself goes out right. He is brought down.
Nothing there.
Yeah, he's going to lose yards on that play. You don't see Barnes losing yardage often, but that time he got dragged down in the backfield. Base of a Southside player, and he just got backed up by his teammate.
Come on! Let's go, Panthers!
Catholic and Bryan actually played last night, Brandon. What do you think of that?
Oh, did they really?
They sure did. Unusual playing football on a Thursday night.
Thursday night, you say? That's interesting. Nonetheless, 2nd and 23, Barnes back to pass. Finds Flores on the flat. He goes out to the right side. Jukes his man. Not going to be enough.
Bring up a 3rd down for the Panthers here.
He may have got back to the original spot. Third and 11. The scoreboard last play said it was 3rd and 23, but they're going to say this is 3rd and 11 now. Barnes keeps it himself. Retreats backwards.
Not going to get it.
Sure looked like a horse collar there, Dimitri.
Sure did. That or a late hit, but neither one is called, and that'll bring up a 4th down for the Panthers here. See if they put the faith in their kicker here or once again go for it, and it looks like they will.
Cabot actually coming out with the kicking unit. You don't see this too often. But at the 16-yard line, looks like they'll put faith in their kicker.
Get Thurman in the hat. Matt Malhan. Low snap.
33-yard
Kick is
field
up
goal.
and not even
Short.
close.
33-yard field goal. He only got to about the middle of the end zone. Turnover on downs. Disappointing drive.
Game remains tied. 7:38 to play in the 2nd quarter. 13-13.
Second down, 11, loss of 1. Keeps it himself. He's met immediately by Chris Jones. Rogers has tied it up against Heritage, 14-14. 3rd and 10, Mavericks. Pretty stagnant so far on the first 2 plays, losing a yard on the first play, gaining that yard back on the second play. 3rd and 10, trips right.
Some movement up front. Seeing a lot of movement up front, both offensive and defensive fronts here. You know, and it seems like in every game Cabot's played, seen a lot of movement up front from Cabot and the opposite team. You know, cadence and sometimes difficult to get.
Doesn't make a, excuse me. It makes some sense. Being Cabot, you know, they immediately seem to snap the ball, and you know. A lot more. Swackhammer, he has a fractured collarbone, but he'll tough it out tonight, and he will suit up.
You know, nice to see.
Barnes, he'll look to pass.
Weens again.
There goes Weens, 40. And he'll get dragged down to the 36. How about that?
John Weens showing those bursts of speed, plowing right off the line, firing off
looking
down
like
the field.
The X factor this season. We saw against El Dorado, he returned an onside kick for a touchdown, and 2 times tonight he has got huge gains on the passing attack. Waynes has 110 yards receiving this game.
Ooh, Barnes will not get anything. He'll get stuffed in the backfield for a loss.
I'm willing to say John Riley Waynes is one of the first Cabot receivers to go over 100 yards in quite a while.
I'd have to agree there. Not often you see something like that.
2 receptions, 110 yards.
You know, you've seen a lot from Seth Carter this season. He often goes out as a single wideout. Does a great job getting open. Most of the time, though, he's in the catches the screen passes.
Yeah, last week we saw him. He was great on that option play. He caught a lot of pitches out of the backfield. Barnes, he'll look to pass again. Looks for
Weens
Weens
again.
3 receptions, Weens. He's a guy you want on your fantasy football team tonight. Add 20 more yards to his numbers on the night. 3 receptions, 130 yards. How about that for an X factor? He is doing it all.
See Flores, Morse, and Timms out.
Handoff to Weens. He goes on the right side. He is going to score.
Flag down.
That is a football player right there. He is doing everything. Cabot fans not happy with the call, as John Weens did run in for the touchdown, but it was called back. Yeah, Weens got to be frustrated with that, as he's scored another touchdown for himself on the year, as he's gained mostly all the yards on this drive. Cabot fans very upset. Two minutes and 11 seconds remain in the opening half here at Jim Rowland Stadium, Coca-Cola Field.
After the hold call, that'll bring up a 1st and 15 for the Panthers. Ball all the way back at the 23 now.
Seems like this drive has been going on for quite some time. You know, they got 2 big gains from pass plays on this drive. They look to pass again way over the head of Flores. But as I was saying, they had 2 big pass plays. Jarrell Barnes seems to be limping. Looks like he'll be okay. But again, as I was saying, 2 big pass plays on this drive. It seems to have been going on forever. They've been started at the 3-yard line, now down to the 23, still looking to score.
John winds the ball carrier around the left side, down near the 20-yard line. 92. Davion Johnson into that tackle.
Clowney on the tackle there.
3rd down and 12 for Cabot.
Barnes ripped down in the backfield.
Huge sack.
Barnes pops up, immediately starts talking smack.
Barnes not a fan of that.
That'll bring up a long 4th down for the
No one's a
Panthers.
fan of that on this Cabot sideline. If I'm not mistaken, Cabot is going for this. 4th and 21 from the south side 30. Minute remaining in the first half. It's an understandable call. Minute left. 4th and 21. They're not trusting their kicking game as they missed a 33-yard last time. This would be a lot longer field goal. But here they go. Barnes drops back deep. And he will get
pounded
sacked
down
again. Turnover on downs.
43 seconds left in the 2nd quarter.
Barnes is just getting pounded tonight in the backfield.
Oh no, the blocking here on these last few plays is non-existent. Barnes getting pounded down in the backfield, nowhere to go. You know, Barnes usually elusive, able to shake a few of those tackles, but he's getting...
Not too sure what's up with the offensive line tonight. Passes over the head. We've seen a lot of those tonight.
Certainly, one of them picked off by Hooper earlier. He's gotten lucky. Cabot's been playing some press coverage later in this first half.
You know, this game very well could be 14-0 Cabot, but instead it's 13-3. 14 because they missed the PAT, but it's 13-13. It very well could be 14-0 or 13-0 because both of Southside's touchdowns have come off of Cabot mistakes.
Inside their own 10.
There's
Big run. Big hit.
There is a nice run there. Yeah, I haven't really seen much from Southside offense, if I'm being honest with you. You haven't seen too much. Both their touchdowns have been capitalized off Cabot fumbles inside their own 10-yard line, so haven't really seen much to impress me yet.
You're not easily pleased.
I'm expecting a bit more. We'll say that.
As the play clock will run down 3, 2, 1. And it's the end of the first half. Score, Cabot 13, Southside Mavericks 13.
We'll see you at the second half. What? This. I don't.
Call me when I have something.
Okay, can we fix the freaking scoreboard?
Guys.
The Southern Bells will be performing a kick routine to Sweet Dreams. And now, your Southside Southern Bells.
I'm trying to get this up, but it says Cabot. Can I turn this off?
Yeah, that's say this battery power.